Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course from New Earth One Network. This is designed exclusively for your higher self connection and embodiment. Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course brought to you by New Earth One Network. This is how to create your highest light essence here in this physical realm. My guest today is a light body activator, as she's activated her own light body. She's here to assist us as well. Adrienn Light is here, and we thank you for joining us. Hello, Adrienn.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much that you are holding the space and I can share all this information, what is going through me. Thank you so much.
And we are in a gateway of this retreat, this New Earth One retreat, which is the New Earth Codes of Divine Light. And this is really what we're working with as well when we open to our light body. As we get started, can you take a moment and share on New Earth Codes of Divine Light?
Yes, this is just incredible moment what we are experiencing now. And actually, we are entering to a new grid. I mean, not entering because we are already there, but it's this shift happened already in the energetic level, and now we are grounding, materializing this light entered to this field, and all the structure of this realm is just reconstruction itself, and an amazing moment, amazing time what we are living through. And now in these days, it's I received the information that when my transition happened with me, actually at that time I wasn't preparing myself to having a light body. I even didn't know that it exists, so it just happened with me very spontaneously. But after, since then, I have a very strong connection to source consciousness. And since then, I'm receiving as information that now it's time for this shift in every being, and more light is planted in the reality of the beings here. So yes, it's really at a time for shifting, for enlighten and awaken, and open our consciousness and expand more and more and more.
Yes, and opening our consciousness, raising our frequency, connecting with our higher self is really imperative. It really is the path forward, and it is what we're doing. We're going to have you talk more about this light body, but there's a question I know from the collective, or many in the collective. There's a lot of fear in the collective. And so, what would you recommend for those to really stay centered and strong with their own inner knowing so that the fear doesn't affect them, as we are here to really raise our vibration?
The fear is actually always train us, and it's try to remember you to go to your inner world and center inside. More you try to trust in the external world, more you try to um, receive any guidance, any help from the external world, uh, more it will destroy. And it's like a learning process to experience your inner wisdom and to remember yourself that what you are seeking is inside and not in the external world. And yes, there is a very big duality what you can experience now. You can experience heaven, and then the next moment hell at the same time, at the same place. And this is also the part of the game where we are now in this reality. And as I mentioned, that everything it's lifting, shifting, and restructure. So it's like a, what we are experiencing now. It's a little bit storm before the peace and the sunshine. And as this world where we are at this moment, it's the main principle of this reality, of this dimension, is the duality. So you're experiencing in everything, good and bad, fear, and then this immense love and light. And these two poles received a big importance now, and this is what showed up. Uh, so you really have to train yourself and see beyond what you see here in the external world. Otherwise, you can really take with the circumstances what is in the world. So I think, and it happens so naturally that everybody is starting to shift and change the consciousness, expand the consciousness more and more and more. Uh, and everybody starts to thinking and questioning. But answers you will find inside always. This is your inner wisdom, what you have to open, what you have to find, and you have to train, work yourself to get this connection, and through this channel receive the truth always.
Beautiful. Thank you. And when we hear this inner voice, this higher connection, I love what you said about training to trust it and to hear it and to work with it. It really is important. So that's part of the light body coming on. One thing I want to share about you as well is you are a mom, you're a parent, and you're in this everyday life where we can all do this. And that's amazing in itself. So I want to give you space right now to talk about this light essence. And it truly begins with your own journey. Like you said, it was this something that happened spontaneous. And so, wouldn't it be wonderful that this process for the world, as they learn to hear that inner voice and to open that inner wisdom, that it's this light body? Is that what it really is? Is it a light body anchoring that must happen first, or do we open first and then the light body activates?
Oh, thank you, Linda. Lauren, it's a good question. So good questions. Um, yeah, first, what you asked me in regards to family. Uh, Now I really understand why I have a family and why I have this life. Um, but at the beginning, it was, when I received and when I experienced, and I'm call it as an enlightenment because this is what I experienced. And since then, my life changed. I will enter in a little bit details, but now I want to go back to the family. So right after when I experienced this alignment, my life changed, and I really started to go away. I really started to ungrounding and just focusing to the ascension and expanding more and more your consciousness and experiencing this light and little bit starting to take off from the ground. And then I received several messages that this is not the way, and I really had to come back and ground myself really truly, and my family helped me a lot in this. Being a mom and having very little kids, it's a very tough and hard work, daily work. So you need to be present here in this realm. Otherwise, you cannot do this service as being a mom. Um, so what the learning experience was for me is to heaven and source is in everywhere, and it's not something what you have to meditate all day and close the external world, close the planet earth, and just focusing up 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 and always meditating. uh, it came the time for me when I realized that I cannot expand more my consciousness, uh, because I didn't have a space here what would receive all this information. We are working here as an energy channels, as a receivers, and if your energy grid it's not strong enough here in this realm, there is no space to receive all the information. You can experience higher realms, but you are out from your body, out from this experience, and your mind cannot capture all this information because you cannot take it here. So when I started to ground myself and stronger my energy field here, stronger this grid and expand this grid what I have here in this realm, automatically I started to receive more light. More light started to enter into my field. So lots of spiritual persons are very concentrate and work so hard in the ascension process and want to escape from this reality. But actually what I have learned that this reality also is you. This reality also is God, is source. And it's not something that I have to separate myself from this world and go somewhere to experience light and enlightenment. It's a false illusion what you are experiencing, and also limited, especially when you start to disappear. uh, you lose your identity, your ego, your personality, and you become one with everything. And there is no beginning and no end, no beginning and no end of yourself. You are just interacting with all and everything at the same moment. So what I have learned and what I received, that motherhood and hard work, hard physical work, and everything, it's it's so spiritually, it's a spirituality, and yeah, enlightenment, awakening. It's not something what you can achieve like meditating all day. It's so easy to arrive higher realms meditating all day. The tough work is experience enlightenment in the supermarket. And especially when you take both together, there is when happens magic. And there is when you are experiencing consciousness, a light, which is incredible and immense. And this is actually what showed me that there is no separation and everything is one. And regards the light body, that it's something that you activate and you receive. It's not like this. First, what happened with me, an enlightenment. It's an inner work, a spiritual work. I experienced how my soul got liberated from the incarnational circle, and how went back to the origin, to the source. I experienced how I lose at the same time when I lost my soul, my spirit, lost my identity. Uh, I didn't had this program inside. You know, each soul has a program what is repeating, and the kind of reality where soul is, or tapped in a kind of energy center, and always there. And through lifetimes and the learning process, what the soul goes through, achieves to change the energy grid, where to connect, and like this can experience other lives and other experiences. uh, and you just go through like these steps and steps and steps, and there comes a point when you just uh, when you just off from all these learning things. You experience that much, and you got a chance to dissolve all this game, or all this illusion where you were trapped. And yes, what happened to me, I experienced how I enter to the source, and dissolving myself. And then afterwards, I started to work with different spirits connecting to me. It's also very limiting, says me, with what is me. But okay, let's say what you are seeing here is me. So I experienced how different spirits entered to here, and started to starting to experience this life through this channel, what I represent. But then later, and it's very recently also, this spirit is gone, and now I'm just working as a channel of source, and there is no light beings, there is no spirit who is connecting to this body, or this being. Actually, if I have to describe how you can imagine this, it's and not me, everybody is an energy channel, and through this channel uh, you are manifesting yourself in different realms, in different frequencies, in different dimensions. And me, how I'm working is, and then it's when you are like a channel, there is a soul who is connecting to this body, to this channel, and then experiencing all these game and all these things what we are experiencing here. What I have consciousness and what I'm experiencing, I'm owning, and I'm experiencing this channel in different dimensions, different frequencies. But as a spirit and as a soul connected to it, it disappeared. I'm just working through frequencies, energies, light, and that's it. And then, yes, here comes back to your question that how it's happening, the light body activation. Actually, the soul has to go through to this alignment process. And then when the soul expanded, or the being expanded that much, the consciousness then cannot fit anymore to the three-dimensional body. And the three-dimensional body and the light body, and anybody name how you want, rainbow body and crystal body, and there are lots. It's all like just the vehicles. It's the same if you imagine that you have several cars in your garage, and then you can choose which one you take, which day. And yes, here is also the importance which day, because it's not something that, okay, now you have the light body consciousness and you are always connecting to your light body. You are changing the same way as changing your car. And then when the soul and the spirit and the being had this enlightened experience, awakened that much, expanded that much of consciousness, went beyond the matrix, went beyond of this grid. Automatically, a spirit or the being has that much consciousness that cannot fit anymore to the three-dimensional body. So automatically you download your light body, and how you can imagine it in a physical form, physical way, as the same that you have your wardrobe and you choose your clothes, which day what you will put. And so, okay, before you wear jeans, for example, but tomorrow you want to wear a very beautiful dress because you want to feel your feminine wisdom, your divine being, your beautiness. And you just don't feel yourself good in jeans that day, so you choose another clothes. It's very similar. And then you connect yourself, you take your ground, your light body to this realm, and after you're connecting to this light body, and from their consciousness, from their frequency, you are going back to this realm. Actually, going back to this realm, it's either the way like this, because we are creating our reality. And in between what we call planet Earth and three-dimensional reality, in between this dimension, there are different frequencies and different realities. So like when it's happening that you anchor yourself in your light body, and you took your light body here, automatically your frequential field changes. So you are not going back to your old frequential state, you change. And when you start to live your life, it depends how you can grant, how you can anchor and expand more and more in this frequency, in this reality. your reality starts to change itself, because automatically you start to expand this light and this frequency to the external environment, and what you call family, they starting to behave differently. What you call your job will change because it doesn't resonate anymore with you. And yes, this is an inner process before, and then it takes automatically this change to having a light body. And in the physical field, I could name, okay, what is the difference between having a physical body and a light body? But actually, it's coming from inside. As you change your consciousness, you are not living anymore the dense physical matrix. You are not working with that dense energies, and that's why a body, what you are connecting, uh, reacts and has a different behavior, works on a different way. You are working on a different level, on a different frequency, still living in the planet Earth. Other very important thing, what I have to mention, that it's not something that three-dimensional body, and you're fed up with this and you want to change, and you're saying that okay, you will escape to your light body, and then the old one will disappear. Actually, what you have to understand, that you own the old also, so it's also part of you. And it's very similar at the beginning, how I experienced and how I started all this. I thought that I just have to concentrate to the ascension and lifting up my frequency, lifting up. But then I realized that I arrived to the street which has no exit, and something is not good. And also I started to receiving messages what I have to do to go back to equilibrium, uh, to balance myself. And yes, this is what you have to understand. A light body consciousness, source consciousness, owns already the three-dimensional consciousness and all the darkness and all the shadow. It's not something that I'm just a light being and I'm working through light and I don't want to see darkness or shadow, or I want to escape from it. Actually, you own everything. And how you can experience later this light essence or light body, it depends how you can expand in this realm, because actually what is the receptor is this energy field, this energy grid, who you are here. And this is what is receiving all this light and all this information. With your physical eyes, you just see a physical body. Or if you are capable to see beyond or see the structure of everything, what you are receiving, it's not a physical body, it's an energy grid with information. And this energy grid has a power, has a strongness. And it's so important how strong you are here, because this is what will channel and takes all the information from other realms. And also, I don't want to name higher realms or lower realms, because it's just again the same illusion to humans. There is just one. There is no higher or lower. There is just one. But you have to experience it to really own it and to really feel it and experience in the life. Otherwise, you will experience what you have programmed in your mind. And the problem is not your mind, which is programmed. It's you are connected to an energy grid. So you have your own energy field, energy grid here, but you are connected to a collective energy grid, to to a field, and you are intercommunicating with that frequency where you are at. So automatically, depending what belief system you have, depending what programmation you have, depending what frequency you are expanding, when you are living your life, you are speaking with your neighbor, you are working, you will receive the answers from the external world, the feedback. So regards what programmation you have, what belief system you have, and also you will create these symptoms or these things as a reality. So until you experience this, there is lower and higher dimensions, lower and higher energies, frequencies. This is how you experience the world and life. Once you are experiencing that everything is one, but it's not enough that I'm saying to you. You have to experience it, truly own it, and then you won't have anymore this belief system.
And that's what makes you such a beautiful teacher. You actually teach on how we can bring more of the light essence into this physical realm. Beautiful what you shared there. I want to just recap that owning everything, experimenting with the experience, actually shows us how we're creating it. And so, really, as we expand in this realm, we are expanding into higher consciousness that truly is love. It's a higher frequency. When you talk about capable of seeing beyond things and being able to see the energy grid, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, it's very similar. If I want to take an example on the physical field, for example, if you want to write an application or do programize a computer game, what the the persons who is working with all these computer thing, they are using codes and programs to receive um, a result. So when they are making or creating an application, they are giving orders to the computer as codes and numbers. And this is what at the end transforms for the physical eyes as a very beautiful application or a computer game. Also the colors, when you use different computer programs, softwares, there you can put codes like numbers and then you receive a color. So in the computer world, this already exists. Behind everything there is codes. Actually our holographic reality, it's very similar like this. Everything, and not just living beings, everything, all the objects and everything what you are seeing here in this reality has an informational electro field, and this is what transforms for your physical eyes as an image, and you are seeing it. Actually it's just information, and this is what materialize in the physical world. And there are we are living in a, yes, in an electro grid, and and we are also an electrogrid. It's a holographic reality, and not just these other illusions also. So when we are speaking about angels, about light workers, about spirit, about all these things, it's always information and electro informational grid. But there are things, for example, what is not materialized here in this realm, but they exist uh, in the informational grid. And so, to materialize something, you have to own a certain kind of frequency field, informational field, to enter and create a materializing here. But there are a bunch of stuffs which is here around us, and it's also connected to us, but it's not materialized. If I want to take an example, for example, and it's also very interesting to work, how comes the diseases or all the illnesses to the physical body? Everything has a message and everything has an information. I don't want to enter in details why somebody become ill or have any kind of disease, but it always has a background. It always comes from disequilibrium, emotionally blockages, pains, and then it starts to materialize in the physical field, and it starts to manifest, yes, in this field. But for example, you can have some struggles emotionally and you are still healthy. You don't feel it on the materialized world. But if you are keeping this emotional blockage in the subconsciousness, and it can be on the conscious field also, and you are always worrying or thinking on something, and it's there always, 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 half passing the time, you just make stronger and make stronger this informational field, and this is how you give power to this informational grid, and it starts to manifest here in this realm. it's it's again, it's very similar, for example, how I said the ascension process. It's important to experience the source consciousness from this being. uh, you really need to expand and stronger your energy field here to can receive it. And when you do it, you expand yourself here, then you can receive it. uh, how one can manifest any disease in the body. So first it just starts as an information, and it's like a ball. It's starting to make bigger and bigger and bigger, and as you are more and more in this problem in your life, it's starting to receive more and more power, and it's starting to ground and come here in the physical field, and is starting to manifest in the physical field. Uh, and this is how we create everything in our lives. I, Everything is creating. So automatically, when you are connected to an energy field, it owns a certain kind of frequency, and it's automatically creating itself the reality what you are living. If you want to change your reality, it means that you have to change the frequency, the informational field where you are connecting at that moment, what you call home. And to change it, you really need to work on yourself. Lots of people, they are doing it subconsciously, and they are creating other reality. Or if you want to work it on a conscious way, this is how it works.
Thank you. All right. I know there are questions about dimensions and frequencies. Can you share insight on that? Because what we're doing is bringing through frequencies from these other aspects, other dimensions of us, of this light column, really as embodiment. This is like embodiment. So, do you wish to share more about your understanding of the dimensions that we exist in this physical and the frequencies?
Yes. Everything, it's and also if I want to take this to the physical realm, it's very similar that imagine that you are a tall building, and in a tall building there is a elevator, and you can choose which level you stop. And regarding which level you stop with the elevator, you are experiencing a realm, a dimension which is there. Uh, Especially also if you are seeing out on the window, you're experiencing a different view. And when you are on the top of the building, then you are discover, and then you can go around. You can discover from everything from above. And but for this, you really needed to go up to the building. Uh, to can use the elevator, to can go up to the building, you need a very strong basement. If you don't have basement and it's not strong enough, then you cannot go very high. You can have a building which doesn't have that much highness. So more stronger your basement, more you can go up. And this is again back that is so important to expand yourself here in this grid, stabilize your informational field here, your being here, and from here start to work. Um, and if you are capable to focus out from the building, uh, yeah, I mean, when you are in the building, you are experiencing different parts of the building and different floors, different levels, and then you are take a long time to discover all the building. But then when you discovered all the building, then you focus out from the building, and then you realize that you are the whole building itself. And with all the different views, with all the different levels of the building. And it's very similar how I speaking regards frequencies and dimensions. When you are entered to this source consciousness, what you are experiencing there are no forms, there are no limits, there are no personalities. And when you experience forms, personalities, separations, is a part of the source, also because we are already in the source. Uh, what you have to take your focus to this reality, to this game. Uh, and yes, in this game, in this reality, there are different dimensions, and you can travel in different dimensions. There are different frequencies. You can play with it, and you can experience how you are connecting to different frequencies. I during my day, I always changing my frequency, and I experiencing how it's, and it's just 1 second I'm here, and then other second I'm there. And if I measure with this illusion, I'm making very big jumps from one frequency to another. Uh, and yes, it's a play, it's a game. It's very similar when you are sit with your kids and you start to play a table game with your kids. And for you it's boring because you already know or the how it's playing, and it just doesn't give you that much excitement. But for the kids, they are uh, playing that game with all the attention, and they are really enjoying the game. They are in the game, but you are beyond on the game. You know what you have to do to win, and all the tricks, and you know how works the game. And yes, you can decide to enter to the game and play with the same eyes like your kids. And also you can decide to go out from the game and play knowing all the game how it works. You can choose, but your kids not. They are in the game and they are playing the game 100% with all the attention, and they are don't know the tricks, they are don't know how to win. They are playing it and they think that they won because of a certain because of because of the circumstances, and this is "Oh, how lucky I am that I win." But you know from beyond that they won or they lose because they did this and this in the game. um, and you know that is not like like luckiness. You know, you see that they did certain actions and they lost or they won. And it's very similar how experiencing the frequencies and dimensions. If you are in the game, if you are in this illusion and you ask me, there are different dimensions, there are different frequencies, I'm saying you yes. Can you experience it? And how you can experience it? Can you work with different beings and astral travel and all these things? And I'm saying you yes, you can. It's amazing. But also you can focus out and see everything from beyond, and what your experience there, that it's okay, you are seeing the movie, the whole movie from beyond, and you are laughing on it, and you're enjoying it, and you realize that it's all one, it's all you. uh, yes, it's interesting. I always, where the being is and what where works, it's important. And if you receive some call to work with a dimension, go for it and study it and experience it with your own, because I have all this experience and I can speak from it because I experienced all the stages before. And then yes, came the time when I just experienced it, like whoop, coming out, and then at the same moment see all at the same time. And how you are doing it, I cannot explain it, because it's just not, it's just your mind and your physical eyes, it cannot accept it. It's just, it's not physical.
Okay, it really is embodiment. It is your connection with your higher self. It's a higher self perspective. And I love that. This is what makes you a beautiful teacher for those who want to expand in consciousness in this way, to truly own everything that we are and really create our reality from a higher consciousness. Tell us about your course that you have for everyone.
Yes, I channeled an amazing and very beautiful course. You know, when I'm working, when I'm in contact, I don't know what will come through. So yes, I just wanted to do a course and to offer it. Uh, and then immediately I just entered a transmission, and all the information started to coming through me. And the course is exactly to incarnate or taking your highest light essence here to this realm and experience your light essence here in this realm. Lots of people, human beings, they don't have the connection to their light essence, and it's like a cloud on the top of the head, and they are don't know who they are and from where they come from and the origin of all the stuff. uh, and this is a 3 days course. I channeled 3 meditations, so each day you have a meditation, uh, and I tap you in to your highest light essence, and then you can experience this frequency and take it here, and start to plant all these light seeds in your being. uh, when you are doing the meditations, apart that you are hearing my voice, automatically you start to tap in to this frequency, to this consciousness, what I'm taking and I'm working as a channel. And automatically you tune in and start to connect. Uh, Maybe you will experience it in a conscious way, and sometimes, and a very big part of it's happening in the subconscious way. Well, what you will experience that little by little start to change your life and starts to incarnating, coming more light through your being, and starting to illuminating your heart center, and start to feel all this divine light, what's coming from the source. And this is the true love, what everybody is seeking. So automatically, when you do this 3 days course, you just tap into this frequency, and you start to remember. Um, and yes, in the meditations, there are light codes also. So automatically, your being start to connect and experience all this divine light. When I finished to channeling this course, these meditations, I was fascinating also myself, because the product what came through is just amazing and so beautiful.
All right. Thank you so much for that. That course is available right here on this webpage, and we invite everyone to check it out. It is beautiful, true love that everyone is looking for. Is there anything else you want to share about this course, how people work with it? And then we're going to leave everyone with a beautiful experience of tapping into this light essence.
Yes, I invite you that apart my meditations, what you are doing each day, if you can do make a space in your life to can experience this experience on a deeper level. So I mean, it would be ideal if you don't work on these 3 days, or take few hours when you are dedicate sorry, when you are dedicate to experience, let space to enter this light essence to your life. Apart my meditation, what you will do each day, I invite you to do your own meditation also. Open yourself and try to receive. And if you feel the call, you can help regards with diet also. You can have a lighter diet during these 3 days. Like this, you help to your physical body to lighten up and experience higher realms more easily. So yes, I'm really honored and I'm so grateful that it's we are living in a time that all this beautiful information it's achievable here, and we can experience these beautiful transmissions. It's just an amazing experience, an amazing moment.
And we thank you so much for bringing this through and channeling this wisdom, truly channeling this wisdom from source consciousness. Now, there's a webinar as well. that will be recorded so those don't have to join live. Tell us about that.
Yes, I offer a webinar every 2 months. And the persons who will sign up to this webinar, they can ask me anything, and I'm working as a channel on the webinars and take all the informations what the source want you to know, or your higher self want to message to you. So it will be a webinar, interactive webinar, and participants can ask me anything, and we can really tap into these higher frequencies and experience the light. And already just participating on this webinar, you start to experience changings in your life.
Great. And I just want to say that those are ongoing with you. So over time, people can join those all the time, every month. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this is beautiful. And we've got about 5 minutes for an experience. Can we experience a little taste of tapping into this light essence?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So I invite you, everybody, to close your eyes. Start to observe your breath. Start to take deep breaths through your nose. And with each breath, opening your heart center. Feel how you start to interacting with your true essence, with the universe, with all the being at the same time. You are connecting to everything through your heart center. With each breath, entering more and more light to your being. It's like an energy interaction. Each time when you take a breath, you are taking it from the source. The source starting to enter into your field, to your being, to your heart center. Feel how you start to enter a whole new universe, a whole new dimension, a whole new world starting to open through your heart center. Feel all this love entering to your being. From the bottom of your being to the top of your being, all this starting to beat in and around you, all this immense light, all this immense love. Remember that you are loved. Remember that you are cared. With each breath, feel this delicious light entering into your being and start to clean and open your heart center more and more and more. You are in a secure place. The field is filled up with light, and you are in this incredible light, expanding and expanding. Forget your physical being, forget your body. Just concentrate to your heart center, to your life, to your heart essence. Connect to the divine light, to the divine love. Experiencing this divine energy. Now I leave a little space to really feel it, to really enter to this divine light. Each breath is taking you closer and closer to your light essence, to your highest light essence. You are this divine light. You are this divine love. From this place, you start to observe the planet Earth and start to connect to the planet Earth from your heart center. Send all this immense love to the planet Earth. Imagine that you are hugging the planet Earth through your heart center. Feel inside of you all the planet Earth and all the beings on it. Through your breath, you can enter more and more this experience. Feel all the love what is reflected back to you. Fill up all your beings with this incredible love and light. And start to concentrate to your physical being from beyond. Connect to your physical being through your heart center. Send all this immense love and light to your physical being. Feel, observe how it's starting to change. Expand all this light and love around you. Now imagine that there is a conduit, there is a channel between your divine heart center and the heart center of your physical being. Through this channel, you start to travel to the heart center of your physical being. Take all this divine light and divine love, what you experience, to your physical being. Now you start to move your physical body and expand all this frequency, all this light in all your physical being. All the cells starting to filling up with this light. Your bones, your intestines, your head, your legs, everything. Remember, you are always connected. We love you. Just remember and know. Let experience it. Remember You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Thank you so much for this beautiful connection to all of you. And thank you so much for Lauren, all this incredible, beautiful work, what you are doing, the space, what you are holding, for all this beautiful transmission can happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And from this place, we are connected to the inner wisdom, and the answers will be provided when we ask. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take this out into our world, this connection to our light, solution energy, restoration, restructuring energy. And if you would like the beautiful assistance of this master teacher, Adrienn Light, you can work with her in her course and her webinars. Thank you, Adrienn. This has been beautiful. Thanks so
Thank you so
much.
much.